Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered. If you want to know how to get to the DLC, then I'm here to show you how. This is the Artorias of the Abyss DLC. It's the only one for Dark Souls 1. There were multiple for Dark Souls 2, and I think a couple for Dark Souls 3. But this was the only one that came out. And I know I'm a little late on this, but that's okay. Better late than never. So what you want to do, in order to get access to the DLC, you want to come to Darkroot Basin, and there's a couple ways to get there if you're not familiar with this area. As you can see, there's these crystal golems down here, which are not that hard to take out. As you can see, as long as you have a decent weapon, you shouldn't have too much of a problem with them. But there are multiple ways to this area. Now, if you come from Darkroot Garden, there's a path, like, I think halfway through the area, and that kind of zigzags down, as you can kind of tell. There's a little path, like, down this way, and it will zigzag you down. So, that's one way to get down to this area. Ow. Fuck. Yeah, that's one way to get down to this area. Or if you have the master key like me, you can come down from the Undead Parish, and you can fight Hovel. And if you beat him, you're allowed to come through this area a little bit early, which I don't recommend because this area for beginners is kind of tough, especially for the little boss that's kind of down here. He's not really a boss. I'd call him like a mini boss. But there's a Hydra down here, kind of annoying to kill. But if you know what you're doing, or if you have magic, then you could probably take care of him no problem. As it stands, I have no magic, so it's a little bit harder for melee characters. But it's really optional if you want to kill the Hydra. You don't have to kill him to get to the DLC. I would recommend it just to make your job a little bit easier for what's about to come ahead. Because not only would you have to deal with the Hydra, you would have to deal with the other golem that's down here. He's a golden golem. Unlike the blue ones, he's a little bit harder. A little bit of a harder fight to take, you know. In the Crystal Cave, there are golden golems, and the blue ones, they're harder than these ones, so if you're worried about that, there's nothing to worry about. But over here is where the golem will spawn. He's a golden golem, and he has a person trapped inside it, and once you kill it, that person will fly out, and her name is Dusk. She's the main girl you want to talk to. You don't even have to talk to her, but you just have to save her. And then you never have to talk to her again if you don't want to. So, but I would recommend it, at least in the main game, because she does sell a cast light spell, which I have, and that's really good for Tomb of the Giants. And I really like using that spell because I really hate finding skull lanterns, and Tomb of the Giants really sucks, and it's a terrible area, and I don't know why they put it in the game. Another alternative way to get here is through this ladder. You can just slide down here, and that's pretty much the back way to come in. I think that comes in from the latter half of the Darkroot area, which is kind of a pain in the ass to get to because there's giant cats, and unfortunately the little weed guys hurt much more than they do in the beginning of the area because for some reason they get buffed like halfway through. So there's multiple ways to get here. It's not that hard to get to this place. It's a little bit difficult to fight the Hydra, but like I said, if you know what you're doing, and you know, if you have magic, then the Hydra shouldn't be any problem. Neither should the golem. But as you see, Dusk will give you her summon sign, and you can talk to her. Now, it's not mandatory that you talk to her, but you know, if you want the more bang out of your buck for the story, then I'd talk to her. I already know the story, and I'll probably be talking to her once I actually walk through the area, but as it stands, all she does...
It is an honor to see thee again. I shall follow thy wishes.
All she does is sell you miracles and other... Oh, no, I don't want to talk to you. I'm messing up. All she does is sell you miracles, hidden weapon, chameleon, repair, and some catalyst and cast light. Pretty good spells if you want them, but the only one I wanted was cast light, and that's because Tomb of the Giants sucks, so you don't have to talk to her again if you don't want to.
In need. Pray summon me again. I wish to be of assistance. May the flames guide thee.
Alright, whatever, Dusk. So, in order to actually fully access the DLC, you do have to save her from the golem. That is a mandate, but you don't have to talk to her if you don't want to. You can just save her and leave her in the dust for all you care. Now, to actually access the DLC, you're going to want to get at least halfway through the game. Because the area that you need to find the item to access the DLC won't open up until the latter half of the game. So I will show you how to get that item and where to get that item. So I'll be right back with you. Alright, so the main area that you want to go to is at the beginning of the Duke's Archives. This area will not open up until after you kill Ornstein and Smo and give the Lord Vessel to Kingseeker Frampt. So what you want to do, there will be 2 giant metal pigs in here, and they kind of suck, but I have a good way of cheesing them, and I'll tell you about that, just to give you a little bit of a, extra help. There are 2 of them, and unlike the one in Undead Parish, you can't backstab them. They're kind of a pain in the ass. And I wouldn't hold it against you at all if you just, ran away and just, cheesed it for the elevator. But what I like to do, they can't get through this little area back here, and their leash point, thankfully, goes to this area. Now, what I like to do is get a plus 10, or in my case, a Divine Halberd plus 5. And it has a move that does like a super spin attack. And that'll pretty much, destroy the pig's health, and they can't hit you, but you can hit them, so that's a good way to cheese those enemies. I know that those enemies are quite difficult, especially for this area. Just accessing this area is kind of a pain in the ass to begin with, so if you're struggling, I get it, because those pigs suck. So you're gonna want to call the elevator if you've been here already. But if you haven't, you just take the elevator up, and what you want to do, you don't have to go through the whole area. In fact, they really do make this part a little bit easy, because the guy that you want to kill is in the beginning of the area. As a matter of fact, he is over right there. It's the blue crystal golem guy. Now, unfortunately, you do kind of have to fight your way through this little part of the area. But like I said, it's not too hard if you know what you're doing. Now, I know that this game is, pretty hard, but this shouldn't give you too much trouble. These crystal guys do suck. I won't lie, they do suck, especially the bow guys. I would completely understand it if you got messed up by the guys with the bows, because, quite frankly, those guys are a little bit difficult to deal with. You don't have to worry about the magic guy because he won't bug you. What you want to do is you want to kill this golem guy. Just tell him good night, sweet prince. And what you need is this broken pendant. You don't need to put it on. I don't even think you can put it on. But that's all you need to access the DLC. And now all you need to do is go back to Darkroot Basin. And, that's really it. You only need to go back to Darkroot Basin, and I'll show you where. So again, I'll be right back. So as soon as you're able to get back to Darkroot Basin, you'll be able to access this this particular DLC spot. Since you have the pendant, that's pretty much all you need to access this little portal to the DLC. It is a portal. There's no sort of like gate that you have to open or anything. You just take the pendant, and there's a little portal that'll take you to the DLC. And of course, I'll show you where to find this little portal, because it is kind of hidden away. It's not where you would expect. It's the same place that you fight the golem, the golden golem dude. You could talk to Dusk again. I don't think that you have to. Her summon side is not here for some reason. That's a bit weird. Yeah, but all you need is the pendant to get here. This DLC is relatively lengthy. I would say it's probably one of the shortest DLCs, at least for me. I can kind of get through this DLC with little problem, but I know that's not the case for everyone. I do love this DLC. It is kind of hard to get to, but thankfully I think the later Dark Souls games kind of made it easier to get to the DLC, their respective ones. So you go back all the way here, This portal should be open. Yep, it's right there, as you can see. And all you have to do is walk up to it and interact with it. And that'll take you straight to the DLC. So, if you found this helpful or anything like that, be sure to share it around or do whatever you want with it. I don't really care, just kind of wanted to make this video in case, you know, people didn't know what they wanted to do or, you know, how they got to the DLC. So, all you have to do is walk up to that portal and you're good to go. So, thank you everyone for joining me, and I'll see you when we actually roll through the DLC.